Here's a story that was probably missed by most folks. And this is a story that I'm going to be honest, it had to replace another story that we had some issues with some getting the story and the links in there. So we pulled this one in there to replace it because it was an interesting one. It was in the range of stories to talk about. We'll talk about that when we get to the feed talk in a moment. So this is one that was a viable story. Didn't just pull it out of thin air. But this is one that may have missed you if you are not a person who deals with black people hair. And I'm going to say it like that. Mel B joins a campaign calling for a new UK law to bar Afro hair discrimination. Mel B, also known as Scary Spice, joined a campaign for advocating for a new UK law that's going to ban discrimination for Afro hair, as they say it over there. It can't be African American if you're in Britain, so it's Afro hair, not African American hair. Alongside other public figures, including Beverley Knight, Mel B signed an open letter to Parliament calling for Afro hair to be recognized as a protected characteristic by all under the Equality Act. The widespread campaign hopes to fight discrimination faced by individuals with Afro hair in schools, workplaces, and society. Mel B shared her own experiences, including pressure to straighten her hair during her early career. The initiative coincides with what is called World Afro Day. So there's a celebration of the world for people wearing Afro or Afro style hairstyles, like black hairstyles, essentially. This is something that's becoming a very large case here in the States. And it's interesting because it's not just so much women and wearing afros and wearing hairstyles, but it's also men, and it's dealing with their hairstyles. Some of them wearing, high top fades in some cases. That's something back in the day too. Many men who wear braids and wear dreads and wear things like that as well, where it's seen not quite as professional, mostly because it's seen not quite as, air quotes, white or conforming, if you will. And there's also issues with facial hair with men as well, as white men get away with other things that black men don't when the facial hair is more or less the same. That's no real difference, but that happens there. But big time on hair and how hair works and what you're doing and whether it's real hair or not real hair or extensions and cornrows and all the things like that. Hair is a really big deal. And people who deal with this, people who actually have hair, really have issues with this and do find discrimination because it's just like tattoos. There's still places where tattoos are not seen as a very couth thing to have, but guess what? Just about everybody now has visible tattoos, and you have to deal with it. Here's something going on in the UK, so hopefully this one goes off well, and we get a larger scale of people celebrating the Afro hair, as is stated here, around the world.